Howdy, folks. Welcome back to JJ's Library in Readings. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Um, I have work today, but it is what it is. I'm still here making a video, hoping that y'all get to enjoy yourselves. So, 15 was a very short chapter, so I reckon we get into it. I hope you're comfy at home, or maybe you just got back from church and driving back home, whatever it may be, or you're driving to church. Um, I hope you're having a good day. I hope that you're drinking your coffee and smoking your cob. So, we're back with Between Two Fires. We're on chapter 16 of St. Lazarus and the Rotten Fruit. Soldiers passed them near the town of Newmoors. Just as deep, cold woods gave way to overgrown and deserted farms, they had just broken camp, and their hunger gnawed at them. They had begun to discuss the possibility of eating their meal. Rather, Thomas had started discussing it, provoking fierce resistance from Delphine and causing the priest to say, "I would rather starve than walk. We can all see our ribs. It isn't right. We could smoke this bastard and eat like kings for a week." "Did you see his ear twitch?" Delphine said. "He heard you. I don't care if he did. You can't really want to eat our friend. He has been so faithful." "I have to eat something. I'm losing my whore and mine." "Not the mule," she said, and then put an end to it. The soldiers came then, just at first light. No fewer than 6 knights and another 20 men at arms rode upon them, the horses' hoofs shanking the road. A voice shouted, "Get that cart out of the way!" barely leaving them enough time to do so, startling Prior Matthew so that he reined the mule hard, taking one wheel off the road and causing them all to be buffeted by low branches. One of the knights called, "Ho!" slowing his horse to stop and obliging the rest to stop as well. "I know that man," the knight said, wheeling his horse around to get another look at Thomas. Thomas recognized him too. Though he could not retrieve his name or title, his surcoat bore a red chevron dissecting a silver griffin rampant on the field of blue. The man fought at Crécy, and bravely too. Thomas squirmed with shame at his shoddy armor and his mule coat, and he wished the troop would ride on. "Am I right? You were beside the Comte de Grievous when he fell." "I was." "Where is your coat of arms?" "I lost it at dice." The man stared at him for a moment, while he decided whether Thomas's comment was a joke or an insult. He decided it was a joke. "Ha!" he barked. "What are you doing in that cart, man?" "We're going to the Holy Land to fetch back the true cross." "Ha! This is a man of levity. He might lighten our journey with his japes if we were of a mind to come with us." "Never mind him," said a young fool knight with golden locks. "Can't you see he's fallen? The man is brigade." Thomas chafed, but Delphine put her hand on his before he could rest it on the hilt of his sword. "What is a brigade in these days? Which of you does not charge tolls on travelers? And woe to those who do not pay their due, eh? Besote me. I will not have you insult a man who rode up that hill while you dandled dolls in Ivry." The blond knight grimaced but did not respond. "What say, man? We've got a spare horse. It's yours if you'll ride with us." Delphine's hand gripped Thomas's harder, but he pulled away from here. "Where are you bound?" "Avignon. His Holiness has summoned certain knights to him. There's talk of a new crusade." "Jerusalem?" "Aye. So it is whispered. We will not issue a bull until the English have declared they will join us, though it is said that their king had already gave his word." Thomas considered this. "We are also bound for Avignon." "Then it is decided. Bring up the bay." An Acreus squire in saffron yellow rode up now, holding the reins of a handsome bay stallion. "Where may my companions ride?" The knight leaned closer, looking at the priest and the girl over. "In the cart, of course, as befits their station. We will be in Avignon before a fortnight. This cart will be clopping around at Christmas time. On your horse, man, and let them meet you there." "Aye, aye. This is not the time for speechlessness, sir. On your horse, and piss standing up, or in your cart and squat for it." "Go your ways," Thomas said coolly, "and I will go mine." Did that knight's nose just wrinkle like a lion's? His surcoat was different now. Beyond the chevron, a lion rampant tore an old man in an area. Monkeys eating a wild-eyed horse, the dead woman's mole back in the pit. Who is the girl? The knight said. Just an orphan? Who is she really? Ask your mother. Ha! Thomas's hand drifted for the handle again, and again Delphine steered it away, saying under her breath, "It's what they want. They are only shades, but your anger is feeding them. Get rid of it." Ha! Thomas said. Then he imagined the knight's nose was the tail of a horse. He pictured it lifting and a pile of road apples falling out of the knight's mouth. His defiant ha turned into an actual laugh, and he let himself laugh freely. The knight's face reddened. He showed his teeth just for an instant. Thomas laughed harder. The knight gathered himself enough to speak again, his voice trembling. Would that we had more time. I would like to discuss this further with you, but we are stayed for. Perhaps our paths will cross again, and we may linger in knightly fellowship. Good luck on your crusade, the priest offered. Go to hell, the squire in yellow said, unconsciously fingering one of his pimples. They turned their horses and thundered down the road leading to Newmoor's, tramping autumn's first golden leaves into the black mud beneath them. They were not out of sight the length of a Chartebert's verse before the sun peaked between the trees. Newmoor's would not let the three of them in. The gates were barred, and the very skinny man on the parapet told them they would be shot if they rode closer. Where may we ford the river, then? If we may not use your bridge? I don't know. Where may we find food? Wait till one of you starves, he advised. Then eat that one. That's how we're managing. We call it Gita de Numers. But no one comes in, and by God, no one comes out. On the other side of the town, near the banks of Loing, they came across an encampment of 20 or so men and women hauling in nets and working little patches of field. It was unusual to see such industry now. Something was cooking in a large stew pot, and it smelled like hot, greasy heaven. The priest pulled up the cart up to the rough-hewn new fence. A woman with very red cheeks and a veiny nose mentioned two men over. They had been working a two-man saw, but now they put that down and hefted wood axes, holding them casually over their shoulders, standing near the women. The trio walked uncommonly close to the cart. People just don't walk up to strangers like this anymore. The priest unconsciously leaned back from them. Are you healthy? The priest asked. I don't give a shit if they aren't, Thomas said. We're asking them for food if I have to eat from a leper's hand. We're healthy now, the woman said. If you don't mind my asking, what does that mean? It means we've already had it here, and it's gone? It's never gone. I mean, we all had it and lived. Nobody gets it twice. We call our town St. Lazarus. The bastards behind the walls wouldn't let my husband and me go in. He died. I didn't, and neither did my boys. The girls died, though. 4 of them. Others came. Now New Moors is full of scarecrows and cannibals, and we get survivals every week or so. We'll let you move in if you're willing to spend the first night in a sick blanket. How many of you had it? Just him, the priest said, indicating Thomas. Yep, he looks strong, though you can't always tell by that. We'll think it's 1 in 5 gets through, as long as it's the swelling kind. The blood cougars die, or blood coughers all die. The ones who turn black die too, and quick. We didn't have any of those in my town. Lucky you. We're starving. Can you help us? The woman scratched her chin, looking over them. Will you work for it? God, yes. What can you do? He kills people. I read Latin. The little girl asks questions and also reads Latin. All right. The big one helps build the fence. You too, and the girl mends nets. You give us a half a day of work and we feed you tonight. But then you're on your way tomorrow. We don't want to start liking you and have you up and dying us. You've got a deal. Would you like me to say a mass for you in the morning? What? God in heaven? The only thing I say to God is my daughter's names, and then it's not in a prayer, it's a rebuke. We'll thank you not to say any blessings for dinner. Their work was hard, but good. Delphine learned the fine points of net mending from a little boy whose parents had died, and whose father, mad with fever, had tried to blind him with a hot poker so the boy couldn't catch the illness through his eye. He managed to snuff only one eye before the boy, who was already infected, ran into his uncle's house and carried it there. He awoke from his fevers and found himself alone in a dead house. Nobody else to take him in, so he walked to the Newmores and the St. Lazarus. The woman ate first with her sons, then they served the rest, measuring it out to the drop so that they get the same portion. This is an exceptional stew, the priest said. What's in it? The woman told him. Cabbage, turnips, mushrooms, pork belly, and a few pinches of real pepper. And at precisely that moment, a sparrow in the tree above Thomas shat in his. They slept in a threshing room that still smelled like last year's barley, and in the morning they got back into the cart. The woman gave them a sack of blueberries and a melon to take with them, and told them there was a town 3 miles down river with a wooded bridge still standing. What's the name? The priest asked. Doesn't matter, everyone said. It'll be all weeds in a year, except for the steeple. Oh, and if you see any yellow fruit in the trees, don't eat it, it's rotten. She laughed inscrutably at this, then slapped the mule's ass to get it moving, showing them the calloused palm of her hand in farewell as they clopped away. The woods got thick again, and beneath the limbs of a very old oak tree they saw a flash of yellow. As they got closer, they saw that it was coat-hardy saffron yellow. Admiring the weak old grinning corpse of a hanging squire, they all knew that coat-hardy and knew that its owner had once had pimples. There was a sign around his neck. The priest shivered and crossed himself. What's it say? Thomas asked. The girl told him. Rapist. Well, I reckon that's it for chapter 16. I hope you all enjoyed that. It was another little short one. I thought this might be a little longer, but that's okay. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And like always, good morning, good evening, good night. I'll see y'all into the next one.